continuing on, there's really not a lot that manually that can go wrong with these clocks. It's all electrical issues, but there is some rust and corrosion on here, so I'm gonna, and that contacts the battery, so I'm going to clean that off and connect it back up and see if it gets this gear right here to spin. Once I get this gear right here to spin, everything else is a breeze. This fits in here, and it's like a magneto. It rotates. So if all this other stuff is correct, as long as this little silver tube here, and I guess that's a diode, I'm not for sure, I'm not an electrician, as long as all this other stuff is correct, if I can get power going to it to cause this little gear right here to spin, everything else is a breeze. So I'm going to clean this off, and we'll get back to you. In this green container here is rubbing alcohol. And so I'm going to take a Q-tip, dip in this rubbing alcohol, and then wipe this stuff off. And hopefully it'll clean it off enough for the battery to make contact to give us power. And I can't see it that well. I got the camera in front of me, so I'm going to do this off screen. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to clean right here, which is the connectors that go to the battery, off screen. And clean around this off camera. And when you've done everything you can do and you can't figure it out, you throw the stupid movement away and go out and get a different movement. This is a battery operated clock from movement from a different clock, and I was just wanting to show you what happens when you put the battery in. You will see this little gear right here start to move. You see it jumped up? You see it moving? That's because these wires and this transistor or relay or whatever it is actually working, which is causing these gears to move. And so if I was to put this back all together, it will actually move the hands. And that's because this little gear right here is that same little gear I told you, which goes around and round and round and round to start the process of going. And for some reason on the other clock, now let me take this battery back out, for some reason on the other movement, and it could be, like I said, it could be this piece right here is broken. It could be these thin wires, which is wrapped around the coil and soldered to the underside of this plating. And let me show you that. Could be broken somewhere. And like I said, there's not a lot that could happen to these things, but those thin pieces of wire are soldered right to these two connections. And they could be broken underneath there, but they're so thin that I can't see them with the current magnification that I have on my lenses. So, I'm gonna watch another YouTube video to see if there's anything else that I could do for this one, and you might be able to see those two thin wires now, but these things are only like $5. So why waste hours and hours trying to figure out what is wrong with this? And if you're doing this for a living, that just 45 minutes I just got through wasting trying to diagnose this $5 cheap movement. It's not worth it if you're doing this for a living. I'm doing this for a friend. I'm having fun. I'm learning. I'm playing around. But if you're doing this for a living, it's not worth it because time is money. I hope y'all like this video. I'm just going to order a different movement for her, or I might just play around with this a little bit longer. But I hope y'all like this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and God bless.